Hey, so I thought I'd mention some of the special cartridges for came out for Game Boy Advance. I didn't see many videos on them together. Like I saw some individual ones, but nothing with them all together. Now I don't have all of them. There's a sequel to this game that I don't have, and I'll explain what it is in a minute. And then there's also this weird game that you used to stick in your Game Boy Advance, and it would take your blood samples. It was for people with diabetes, but I guess it was more aimed at kids to make it a little more fun. But I don't have that either, just because I don't need it and never really came across it. But these are pretty much the ones that all came out aside from the sequel to that one that I don't to the other one. But this one, Yoshi Topsy Turvy, it's a motion based game. Like you stick it in your Game Boy, and then it sticks out about that much, and it fits pretty flush with the system. But what you would do is, I don't know. If I show every game, it's gonna make this video really long. But I'll try and show a little bit of what I can. See, right here is where you would pick. If I was using the top loading Game Boy, I would pick that. But here I'm using a micro. It loads at the bottom, so let's see. I'll just go into any level. Continue. Or I'll do an early level so I'm not spoiling anything. I'll just do level 2. But, alright. See, this is how you would control it. You just turn it. See, now I can walk on the wall. Sorry, it's not focusing. A little too bright, but you get the idea. See, now I can see I fall, go this way, but see those things are swinging. Basically, the whole game's like that. It's pretty fun. It keeps you entertained for a little while. But I just wanted to show a little bit of the game. That one's pretty cool. Motion censored. Um, this one is also motion censored. From what I read, it uses the same technology, but this one's way bigger, the gyro thing. So I'm assuming maybe it's like an older version of that technology. They got like a smaller version of it in there. But this is the same thing. It's just motion. Let's see. Whoops. Didn't. Yeah, I know you're not supposed to blow in the carts, but this is just quickly for the video. But this is another. It's calibrating right now. It's taking a minute, probably because I'm kind of moving. Wow, it's never taken this long before, but let's see. Alright, well, whatever. You can watch videos on it. It's just a motion based game, just like that, but with WarioWare mini games. Um, let's see. Which one should I go for that one last? That one's pretty cool. I'll go for that one last. Here's in the oops shit. Well, I'll get to that one next. But here's a pretty good one. It's never was released in America, but it's another motion based. It's a puzzle game. I forgot what it's called. It's called Koro Koro Happy Panchu or something. But it's pretty cool. It's actually kind of hard. I was playing this the other night and I was playing a boss. I was playing like the easiest level boss, and it was kind of hard to fucking beat. this basically, this is kind of hard to show on camera, but see, you move, and it's like a match 3. You gotta match certain colors. See it, but you get the idea. It's just an entire game like that. Drill Dozer. I'm sure you heard of this. It's made by the same people who do Pokemon, and this one, it's not motion based, it's rumble based. So you put it in and you play, and you know, it just rumbles like any other game would, like whenever there's action going on. But what's cool about this one is if you put it in the Game Boy player, showing it right there, it'll vibrate your controller, which many games don't really do that. This one is another one that does that, but it's not special. It's Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. But this one I'm not very far in, but I'll just show some gameplay real quick, just to get the idea. But I don't know if you can hear the rumbling on camera, but when you press the drill, it just rumbles. Let me see if I can make it. Well, it doesn't make enough. It's not forceful enough to fucking rumble on the table, but that's all you really need to know. This one, Boktai, The Sun Is In Your Hand. This one's actually awesome. It's made by Kojima, and what you do is when you plug it in, you see that little, actually let me take it out. See that little square right there, little black square? That's a solar panel. So what you do is you play this outside, and you let the sun hit that panel, or you could just sit by a window, just let the sun hit that panel, and it charges up like your weapons in this game, because the villains are like, they're like allergic to sunlight, like vampires, and so that's pretty much how you win, is you have to collect sunlight and then like fight them in their dungeon. It's pretty cool. There's a sequel to this one. It's pretty, like, the sequel's pretty expensive. This is actually kind of expensive too, but for a Game Boy Advance game, the sequels are expensive. I'll just leave it at that, but it's cool because it has that solar panel thing. I always wanted this game when I was younger, but I just could never get it, just because, I don't know. But for comparison's sake, this is a regular cart. This is a little taller. It's not that much thicker. It's actually a little oops, that's the wrong one. But this one is a little taller, but it's actually shorter than the Rumble. And then these are all the same mold as Boktai. This is the gigantic one. It's kind of annoying to have, but this game's actually pretty awesome. But yeah, I never saw really a video with those on display, so I thought I would point it out. I just throw in some honorable mentions here. The e-reader. This is probably the biggest of them all. But this actually isn't compatible with the micro, but what you would do is you'd plug it in. Yeah, see, because that piece blocks it from being plugged in. But what you would do is you'd plug it in, and it sits like that. It's pretty huge. And then you take, let me grab them here. You take these cards, and they have like little codes on them, like little barcodes. And what you would do is you would scan them in, like in this little slot here, and yeah, they do put like extra stuff in your game. Like this would give you an Egg Ant Berry. It's a Pokemon battle card. So that would give you a berry. This one would let you fight like a trainer with certain Pokemon. And there's also full-on games. Like, see, it says 5 of 5. Sorry, it's not focusing, but trust me, that says 5 of 5. So what you would do is you would scan this side, this side. Oh, well, that one doesn't have this. There's on both sides. There's a barcode. You would scan it in, and then scan the bottom in, and then put that card down. Scan that one in. Scan that in. And it takes a long time, but it's pretty cool. You can save like one game on here. I think I already have one saved on here. It's kind of hard to show on camera because it blocks the view. Let's see, that's where you'd scan. So it says scan card. So you scan the card. And then you scan the other side. Oops. For some reason it's not reading. Well, anyway, you get the idea. You scan the cards and then there's a game you could play on there. This game, Kirby Tilt and Tumble for Game Boy Color. This is another motion-based game. Basically, you just guide Kirby around the level, avoiding obstacles and stuff. This only really works on top-loading Game Boys, though. Like this doesn't play anyway, but let's see. If I were to play it, like in one of these, since this came out when the Game Boy Color was relevant, there's no real way to like calibrate it to switch from this way to this way, because it always sits flush in your Game Boy like this. So you have to play this on either a first generation Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color. And then, for comparison's sake, it's about the same size as a regular Game Boy game. It's just pink and cool looking and, doesn't have that notch. Let's see. Game Boy camera. This was awesome. This is about... But yeah, this was just a digital camera for the Game Boy. It's pretty cool. I mean, I played with it a lot when I was a kid, but it's, doesn't really hold up well today. But what was cool is this, you could print pictures using the printer. I would show you, but this thing takes 6 AA's, and I don't have that many. Plus mine's kind of old. It's either this thing is old or my paper's old, but whenever I print out, it's really faded. When I use like the official Game Boy paper, I used like receipt paper one time, and it came out perfectly fine. But who wants to do that? And here's a couple unofficial ones. This is a memory card. Like, you plug it into your Game Boy, and you stick a game on like this, and it'll back up your save data, which is actually kind of useful in this day and age, because the save batteries die in these old games. So I mean, if you ever wanted to like save your Pokemon or something, I'd suggest one of these. Or your just save files from non-Pokemon games. And then there's one more. Game Genie. This would fit in your Game Boy. You put a game in like that, and then it has a little door with a little code book in it. Like tons of codes for different games. But I'm sure you all know how Game Genie works. It works just like the NES or the Sega ones, just on a Game Boy. But yeah, those are just some I just thought I'd mention. Forgot about this one, the Pokemon Pinball. This one has Rumble. This is my copy from childhood. I put that sticker on it as a kid. It doesn't come like that, but you'd put a AAA battery in here and then close it up, and you know, your ball bounces around and this vibrates your Game Boy. It's pretty cool. That's about all I have. Like, I'm sure there's other things that I missed that probably should be in this video, but either they're too expensive or I just don't have them. But yeah, I just wanted to point those out for everyone. Those cool piece of, cool games. Looking for something cool to collect, just for collector's sake. Just go with some of these. This is mainly about the Game Boy games, so I just thought I would throw in information about the other ones. But yeah, these are pretty cool. I never even heard of this game until recently. I was looking up a list because I wanted to make this video before, but then I heard about this game when I was researching, and I was like, well, I'll wait till I get it. It was pretty cheap online, so you might want to collect that while you can. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think, and I'll make more videos because I just love sharing information like this with people. Alright, well, thanks guys. See ya.